every day. One of the things that I think we have to bring under subjection, one of the things that we really have to take control of if we are to experience God's transformative power, we have to overcome the notion of fear. We have to move beyond the things and the places that we allow to consume us and to scare us and to push us from a place of not just praying, but now we're praying and we're scared. Oftentimes we go through life and we create in our heads these scenarios of things that might happen, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, and oh, I'm nervous because this could begin to happen. And the truth of the matter is, if we're honest, oftentimes a lot of the things that we're afraid of, a lot of the things that we allow to become worry for us, a lot of the things that we allow to make us anxious and to give us levels of anxiety, they never end up actually happening. There are things that we create in our heads. And because we create these things in our heads, we begin to allow fear to consume us. And because it consumes us, it pushes us to a place where we're not as earnest and as diligent in our prayer time as we need to be, because we're convinced that what we've created in our heads is what's going to happen. And oftentimes, if we're honest, it causes us to not pray. So this morning, my declaration to us is really simple. We have to develop a faith that says, I pray. And when I pray, I trust that God will do what only God can do. And if that's my belief, if that's where I anchor my faith, if that's what my conviction is, I don't allow fear to have any level of control or influence. Why? Because he has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. And if that's what the Lord has done for us, if he's given us the ability through prayer to communicate directly with him, then why spend our time worrying and consumed with fear? The reality is we have nothing to fear. We have no reason to fear, because the Lord is our light and our salvation, meaning that anything that comes against us is not stronger than the God that we serve. Any circumstance or situation that attempts to come up against us, the text is very, very clear. It says, when it comes against me, when the wicked, not just when wicked people, but when wickedness, period, be that in the form of wicked spirits or personalities or circumstances, when they come against us in an attempt to devour us, it is our enemies and our foes who will stumble and fall. It's very, very clear in the text. It doesn't say that we're going to stumble and fall. It says that the enemies and the wicked that seek to come up against us, when they do that in an attempt to devour us, it says they will stumble and fall. And then David's very interesting here. He says, though an army besiege me, though the army may be coming to attack me, I will not fear. Though war rise against me, in this will I be confident. What am I being confident in? That I'm asking the Lord to allow me to dwell in his temple, in his house forever and ever. Because if I'm in the house of the Lord, with a heart positioned and seeking God in prayer, what can overtake me? What can beat me? It gives us a level of confidence that we ought to rest in every single day, that if the Lord is for me, if he's on my side, he's more than the whole world against us. Today, I decree and declare that you got to start to look at some things in your life and say, guess what? The Lord is on my side. So you don't have an option. You don't have a chance at victory. Why? Because he's already given me the victory over those things that seek to devour me. I can go to God in prayer, carrying my burdens and my petitions, knowing that when I pray, he hears me. And if he hears me, he will answer. And if I serve a God who has already told me that I have nothing to fear because he'll take care of it, then I don't walk around shackled and consumed by fear. Let go of fear. Let go of worry. Let go of anxiety. It only pushes us to a place that God doesn't want us to be. Our emotions, our fear, our worry, our anxiety, it will always lie to us. It'll never tell us the truth because it's always an attempt and a tactic by the enemy to pull us mentally to a space where we're not focused in on the resolute power of God. Focus, no fear. Focus, no worry. Focus, no anxiety. Because the Lord is continuing to do something beautiful and amazing in each and every one of our lives. No fear, no fear, no fear, for the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? If the Lord's on my side, I ain't worried about what the enemy does. In fact, the Bible says when the enemy comes in like a flood, he'll what? He'll raise a standard against him. Layman's terms, that means when the enemy comes in to do what the enemy attempts to do and what he's designed to do, God will do what only God can do, which is he'll fight for me. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. But even when it's spiritual wickedness in high places, I know that we still have the victory. I can still walk and believe, even no matter how bad it gets. Sometimes I feel like I'm as low as I can absolutely go. That's okay. I have no reason to fear. For the Lord is my light and my salvation.